Millennials and Motorcycles, the sequel, part 2. Here we go. What's up, everyone? It's Alex. It's been a few days. I'm sorry. I've been really freaking busy. I'll try to do better. It is what it is. So some of you have seen it. Some of you haven't seen it. A little while back, I did a video for you guys talking about millennials and motorcycles and the relationship between the two of them, and the relationship between millennials, the motorcycle industry, and the motorcycle industry can't figure them out, all that kind of stuff, what needs to happen. If you haven't seen the video, I'll put in a card up above, and I'll put a link in the description because it will make this video make a lot more sense, so go watch that one first, then come back and watch this video, okay? Getting into it, Motorcycle Millennials Part 2. So I started out my last video about motorcycles and millennials, explaining the fact that motorcycle manufacturers, and really anybody, shouldn't categorize millennials because a lot of people don't like to be categorized, whether you're a young person or not, millennial, non-millennial. Most people don't like to be categorized, okay? So it's been pointed out a lot in the comment section of that video that while I was explaining to everyone that millennials don't like to be categorized and people shouldn't millennially categorize millennials as millennials because they are millennials and the age bracket that fits into millennially, that then throughout the course of the video I said the word millennial a whole bunch of times and broke my own suggestion, which I did out of context, but of course millennially, a lot of people wanted to millennial, give me a lot of crap for millennial, saying the word millennial a whole lot in my motorcycle and millennial video that was geared towards millennials and not millennials so that everyone could understand that millennials value things differently than the previous generations did, possibly, and motorcycle manufacturers just needed to millennially figure out millennials and what millennials really want out of motorcycles, and that possibly that would help motorcycle manufacturers make motorcycles for millennials, because millennials like things different than non-millennials, than generations before millennials like things, and probably like things a little bit different and have different cultural shifts and trends than the generations after millennials will be. So if millennial motorcycle manufacturers would like to millennially figure out how to market motorcycles better to millennials, then possibly they should just learn to understand millennials better and what drives a millennial and what millennials like and what millennials don't like, and then possibly they could make motorcycles that would fit the needs and wants of millennials, and then maybe millennials would take the small amount of money that they do have for being millennials and go millennially buy a millennial motorcycle. By the way, just for the record, by pretty much every definition of the range of what makes a millennial or not a millennial, I am also a millennial, which is why I felt like making that video I had every right to do. And I don't like to be categorized, and most of the people I know that fall into the millennial category don't really like to be categorized. Most people in general just don't like to be. So I don't really like to do that. I just use the word a lot for context. And some people kind of got that, and some people didn't kind of get that, and a lot of people like to point out how many times I said it. So I kind of just wanted to make fun of how many times I said it in the last video and just kind of have a good laugh with everybody and have some fun. So anyway, the whole point of the whole thing was just that every generation is different, and motorcycle manufacturers, a lot of them anyway, haven't really caught up to some of the things that are more important to the people that are coming into full adulthood right now, you know, in their 20s, in their early 30s, and what's important to them and how that differs from previous generations. Some of them have. Yamaha's been doing a great job of it. Honda started doing a great job of it. A lot of your manufacturers do. Triumph gets it in a lot of ways. I was just making the point that manufacturers need to better understand the younger people that they are trying to get on motorcycles, or they are trying to sell new motorcycles to. I actually sell a ton of used motorcycles to young people for that reason, because they're less expensive. There's a lot of used bikes out there that kind of fit the things that are important to younger people in the current generations of stuff. So that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. I hope you caught the fact that I was just making fun of myself for it. Take it easy.